before my Wi-Fi shits itself. Because I didn't want to stream Portal today. That will probably be tomorrow. That's that's it. It's Portal's probably tomorrow. Can I hear myself? That will probably be tomorrow. Yes, I can hear myself. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm not necessarily waiting for anybody because I'm going to make this into a video because I need content because I am lame. So I thought, why not try something new and make a tier list? I'm probably gonna do more tier lists if people like that kind of thing. I'm just trying it out. It's gonna take probably 30 minutes at most to do this. But I'm gonna go through all these SCPs, people like to call them those, and I'm gonna be basically talking about their mechanics in game. I'm not talking about them like just based on the documents. I'm talking about how they work in game, how they interact with the player, and all that, whatever it may be. How scary they are, what the first encounter was like. I'm gonna think back to my first experience, and I literally like this thing. Well, I don't know what this tablet thing is. Apparently, it exists. I'm pretty sure it's in 035's chamber. So I'm just gonna put it in literally stupid because I don't know what it does. So if I don't know what it does, then it's going in literally stupid. That's it. So I'm gonna start off with, well, I guess I start off with that. So what's this one? This one's 008, the zombie virus. Um, I'm gonna put one in. Honestly, it exists. It's okay. The only thing it really serves is just one thing that you have to do in the game. Pretty simple. I mean, if you contract the virus, you die. I don't really consider that super crazy, and unique. Not scary at all. First encounter, I'm gonna be honest. I I just did it, like, without thinking. I just kind of went in there, did it, and I'm like, what does it do? So I remember that. I don't think I actually paid attention to it. So it exists. That's it. The music, honestly, I'm gonna put the music above the zombie virus. I don't know if you're gonna agree with me on that, but I agree with myself because I think just the fact that it pulls you in. It's not like you just hear the music and you would go investigate. No, it like pulls you in, and I think that's pretty unique. That's cool. Definitely a confusing situation for new players if they just stumble upon it. The room itself, nothing really cool. It's just a hand in there. I made a funny joke, unintentionally in that room though, so that's pretty funny. Um, I'm just going through SCPs that I have nothing to say about right now. It's just they're kind of lame. These ones are pretty lame. The mask one, not Dream, but the mask one, I'm gonna probably just put above. I'm gonna put it above the music because it's not scary. I guess I don't know if I actually ran into it in my first playthrough, which is interesting to think about. And I don't think, and I definitely didn't let him out if I did interact with him. But I like that it gives you a choice in game whether to let him out or not, or torture him until he gives you a pill, which is interesting, a red pill moment. But as for in-game mechanics, he doesn't really do anything. You'll let him go, and then if you let him go, you might run into the dead body later on. I don't consider that to be any crazy mechanic at all, actually. It's pretty simple, not scary. First encounter is like bruh. Character's not useful at all. I don't think you can actually pick up the mask and use it, which would kill you technically. But yeah, it's just a little better than the music notes. Just a little fun little interaction you have. Now I'm gonna do 049 first. 049, I hate 049 a lot actually. I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it above the music because this is like something that constantly pursues you, right? I want to say he is scary. He's very scary sometimes, especially in his little area, right? His little room, I guess you would call it. I mean, but I don't think I've been scared by him mainly in VR. That's it. I mean, it's cool that he has a voice. That's about it. All he does is chase you with a slow ass turn speed, and like it's easy to get away from him. He's just annoying. He's basically just a nerfed version of 106, which I'll get to in a moment. 106 100% is better than this guy because this is just the 106 that can't go through walls and also kills you instantly. So that's just a downgrade, really. Um, 049-2. I think it's 049-2. Uh, I'm gonna put it above the zombie virus. I don't know why. What's up, C7? How are you doing? I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put it there because it's just a zombie. It just appears once in the game, and in one section of the game, and might cause issue there. It was surprising when I first saw it, the zombie. I was like, oh shit, there's zombies in this game now. But that was the extent of it. They're only in one room, and that's 049's chamber. So I don't see why I'd put them anywhere that high. All right, what is this one? This is 066. I'm gonna, I love this guy. Doing good, staying awake all night. Oh, I did that last night. I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep right now. I don't know why I'm still awake, but I'm doing this right now. Not too many viewers, but I don't care because I'm just gonna make this a video with funny edits for filler. That I didn't want to stream Portal. That's it. Okay. Why am I putting this guy so high on the list? Because it's funny. It is. It is so funny. I love the fact that this thing it's scary at first. You see, it's scary. It's just a ball of flesh rolling around, and you're like, oh shit, what is that? Right? And then you kind of just realize, oh, I could just walk around it. It's just kind of there. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this ear piercing, like, I don't know if it's Beethoven or fucking, uh, what's it? What are the other piano players? Or just music? I don't know. I'm blanking. Bach? That's one of them, right? But I love it because it's just funny ear rape kind of thing. It's just loud equals funny. I love Mozart. That's that's the one I forgot. But yeah, it's just loud equals funny, and I think that's hilarious. 079. I'm debating. I'm debating. It's oh no shit. It's either high, they exist, or low, they're okay. I really should have just made these letters now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not very smart. I'm gonna put it not higher than 049. Yeah, I'm gonna put it low mid tier. Mainly because it's similar to the zombie concept. You come across them once. You come across 079 once. And sure, it's cool that, in the story, he's the reason for the entire containment breach, blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about in-game. In-game literally does nothing. You have to, God, it just makes the game a lot more complicated. You have to go into entrance zone, flip a switch, go back, visit him, then leave. Go back to the thing where you flip the switch, then leave. But you only encounter this thing once, and you don't even need to sit in the room that he's in. You could just leave. You don't need to wait around or anything. You just walk in and leave. I'm pretty sure I did that in a speedrun. Once of the epic style mod. I love that mod. Oh crap! I don't remember the number for this one. I'm honestly not going off of numbers for some of these. What? You were here? That's cool. Okay, good. I guess goodbye, MC, since you were here. So, the book of diseases. I love this one. I love the concept of this one, and just for that, I'm putting it. Ooh, this is actually difficult. No, I'm gonna put it above 049, lower than 035, because I think it's just funny that you can look at this book and just become Walter White. You can get lung cancer just from looking at it. And I think that's hilarious. I think it's just shut up, animatics. I think it's a pretty cool concept also. It's also pretty dumb. It's also funny. That's it. Hmm. I feel like anybody who's ever played an SCP game knows where this guy's going. I feel like everyone knows where this guy's going. So I'm gonna put him in the back. I'm gonna put him in the back for now, and I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain why he's the best later. I'm supposed to wake up at 9. It's currently 10 minutes before 5 a.m. Dude, I went to bed at like 6:30. No, I went to bed at 7 or 8 this morning. Not my best moment. That's like that's not even an all-nighter at that point. All right. The bear. I'm gonna be honest. If we were ranking all these when they appear in SCP Lab Rat, this guy would be obviously the best. But since we're only talking about regular SCP Containment Breach, I'm gonna put it on high mid tier because he doesn't dance. That's it. He doesn't dance in this game. He's cool. He's chill. He draws for you, and he appears in between heavy and light containment. But that's all he does. The drawings, again, pretty cool. I like that. I love him for that. He's an artist. But the fact that he doesn't dance in this game really just brings him down for me. Like I said, if this were SCP Lab Rat, the VR one, he'd be an obvious top tier. But sadly, doesn't live up to the hype. Alright, the ear bear. I'm gonna put the ear bear. I'm gonna put it here. Because I remember initially, this thing scared the shit out of me. Right? I just remember seeing this little thing standing in the middle of a hallway. I don't know if I said it if it was visible if it was audible externally, but internally I was terrified because I don't know what the hell it did. And then it screamed, and I don't know if I died or not. I probably did, knowing me. But it's also cool that the fact that just hearing the screams will just, make ears appear all over your body. That's just such a morbid and disgusting concept that I like that they just added it to the game for the hell of it. I think it's stupid, right? But when I first saw him, I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. All right, we've got 106. 106 I'm going to put above 066. Just because, like, it's just a better 049. Because when I remember I first encountered him, I was terrified. One, because the sounds are terrifying. And the fact that he can go through walls, I think that's also just a really cool mechanic of his. And that's pretty basic stuff. It's a horror game. You're going to be chased by some guy. But I also like the fact that he has a pocket dimension that I'm not going to base this off of speedrunning, but it's cool that you can go into this pocket dimension and immediately be launched into heavy containment. And for a first-time player, that is terrifying. Because thank God I had some people here to watch me play it originally, because I was going to save after I got out of that pocket dimension the first time. And I would have been stuck in heavy containment. And that would be terrible. That would have been terrible. But this character is genuinely terrifying. And the fact that he chases you for so long, if you go into an elevator while you're trying to evade him, he'll go through the elevator. Or he just appears when it's super inconvenient. Sure, if you get 14.99, the interdimensional gas mask, you're set. You're not gonna have to deal with him anymore at all, which is fine. But upon initially dealing with him and not knowing what the hell he does, it's honestly just a great character in the game. The mechanics are great. The sound design is amazing. And just like being able to hear him through the walls and seeing the puddle that he leaves in one of the big rooms and then seeing some guy who's just been killed by him. I feel like this is the character that's most alluded to in light containment. I think it is. And I think that's great. It makes this character a lot more menacing than if it just appeared. That'd still be menacing though. All right, let me read that. 1123. I read that from this little square here. The skull. There's gonna be a lot of mid tiers here. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put it in between the mask. So with the mask and the ear bear, it's just a fun experience. It's just something stupid. You touch the skull, you get sent to Nazi Germany. I almost said something that could get me canceled. I'm not gonna do that, but it's just a cool little experience. I have nothing else to say. It's not scary. It's not a useful object at all. It's just, kind of cool. I like it. I like him. I like him a lot. You've got the funny hole here. It exists. It's terrible. I hate this. I hate this guy. I honestly hate this guy. I hate this thing so much. It has no use other than stealing your items upon like first running into it. That's why I'm not putting it in literally stupid, because when you first encounter it, if you do, you don't know what it does and you lose items. I think that's all it does. And for speedrunners, I'm pretty sure people use it to get like key cards and stuff through 914. I don't know what it is, but just in game, it doesn't really do anything, and I don't think it's worth my time. I don't think I should analyze this guy anymore. I'm gonna move on. What's up, junk box? 14.99. Lowish top tier. Now, I could talk about all the things that it does, but I honestly love this thing for what it doesn't do. Because they could have easily made this a super overpowered item. Because you can evade Nine-Tailed Fox, you can evade 106, 173, probably other things as well. But the fact that, like, there are certain characters such as 049 that aren't affected by it, I think that's pretty cool. I also like the fact that you can't stay in there very long or you'll die. This is an item that first-time players probably will not pick up unless told to. And I think that's pretty sick, that if you know how like getting it for the first time, it's kind of freaky, right? Because not only are you loaded into this new world, but soon after you're loaded into this new world, you realize that the things in there are extremely hostile and will kill you and do kill you. But I like how you can be used as a way to evade certain SCPs if you're in a tough situation. Like, say, 173 is blocking your way. There's no Tesla or anything. 173 is blocking your way, and right behind you is 106 chasing you. You put this thing on for long enough, they'll both go away. But I also like how, I don't know if I tested with 049 when I played for the first time, but I do know that 049 is not affected by it. So I think just like going off of, it worked on these two guys, how about I use it for this guy? And having it not work, it's pretty sick. I like how it's not just one set mechanic makes everything disappear and reset. It's just a cool concept. 173, I'm gonna put, honestly, it's not the best, but it's second best in my opinion. 173 is the second best SCP in this game, just because of how utterly terrifying the entire concept is. The fact that you need to look at this guy, or he'll kill you, is kind of sick. I had never ever dealt with a weeping angel situation in a video game before, but this was Very scary. It was so bad that I needed to take my time to get around him in certain situations. Some people will like sprint past him, staring at him, and I would slowly walk around him, making sure that I was okay. You know, I everybody knows that you blink before you open doors, and that and the fact that that's a mechanic that or that's a what's it called? That's like a skill you learn, and the fact that like that skill can be life or death is kind of terrifying, right? You open a door and then blink, you could be killed. If it's a Keter run, you're screwed. I just think it just in general the whole concept of a weeping angel is terrifying. First time players gonna be terrified with this guy. I'm pretty sure I was. The sound design is amazing, with just the scraping across the floor every once in a while. The alert noises you get when he's near you, even the sound of him breaking your neck is just good. The sound design for this character was so well done. And this wasn't like a high budget game. I don't even know if this game had necessarily a budget. I'm pretty sure it was just a guy who liked SCP. I don't know much about it. I was gonna make a documentary video. That didn't happen. But I've got other SCP content coming. The lights. I'm gonna put it above the tablet. I don't like the lights at all. It's a cool concept at first, but it literally does nothing. At least with the hole in the wall, you lose your items. Or with the zombie virus. Actually, this guy goes down here. And with the zombie virus, if you get contaminated, you will die. Like, at least they do something. This tablet, I'm pretty sure... Actually, the tablet's above this one. Because I'm pretty sure the tablet will get you the amulet. But that's it. It just sucks. It's terrible. It's dumb. I hate them so much. Coffee machine. I'm gonna put it on... No. High mid-tier. High mid-tier just because, like, you can't get everything, I don't think. Like, I mean, you can type in anything you want and it'll give you a liquid version of that. But like, not all items are anything interesting. It's like basically liquid gold. You'll get liquid gold. But if you get like I'm pretty sure I typed in Half-Life, you're just gonna get something that's probably comparable to water. The game doesn't know what it is, but it's just kind of a cool concept that you can, if you have quarters and a cup, you can get whatever you want in game. It's just a little fun thing. It's a little fun thing, but overall, it doesn't do much in game. It's just a cool little thing. Ooh, I drank a cup of liquid gold. I'm dead now. That's kind of funny. This guy, I fucking hate this guy. I hate this guy a lot. Actually, I'm going to put him there. I'm going to put him low mid-tier. Because the only reason you go into this guy's room is to get a code, right? And the code is actually generally pretty helpful. But it's just, this guy's annoying. But he does deliver a good scare every once in a while. I remember, I think throughout my playthrough, this thing scared the crap out of me. But sometimes it didn't. If it always scared me every time, I'd probably put it higher than this. But it's also just a useless SCP, you know? It's just one for scares. But, you know, the fact that it scares you, I think that's enough to bring it up on the list. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm probably going to reorganize this line here, because I'm not 100% sure on how I feel about this line. This row, I'm sorry. The Weed. SCP-420-J. You know, it's just another fun one. I'm going to put it right under the book. And yes, the Weed is better than 049. The reason it is, it's just a thing. It's like, you smoke it, you get music. You get funny music. You know what? Actually, no, it's lower. It's fucking lower. What am I saying? It makes music, okay? It's more interesting than the zombie virus, I'll tell you that. It's more interesting than 079. But that's all it does. There's music, and then at the end of the music it goes, and it's kind of freaky. The amulet. Hold up. I gotta actually look up what the fuck the amulet does in game. Because I don't know what the amulet does in game. SCP. Containment breach. I want to know what it does in game. Because I don't know what it does in game. Shit, what's that for something? 427? I assume that's what it is. Okay, spherical object made of polished silver. What does it do? In game, oh, this is, you get it from putting the pill into the changing machine. Slowly heal player of any injuries. Okay. It'll slowly cure them. Okay, so it's immune. It makes you basically immune to this zombie disease. That's cool. But if you keep it on for too long, 7 minutes, it says, become an instance 427-1, which kills them. The amount of time does not need to be consecutive. Opening and closing will not reset the amount of time necessary to play it. But what is SCP 427-1? Oh! Okay, so if you wear this thing for too long, in the SCP lore, if you wear this thing for too long, you will slowly become just a giant tumor. Just a mass of flesh, I guess. But that doesn't happen in game. It just kills you in 7 minutes. So the fact that it kills you already puts you at that it exists. But the fact that it can make you immune to 008, I'm gonna put it lower. I'm just gonna put it I'm gonna put it right above the zombie virus. It exists. I don't think, like, even in a normal playthrough, you can't even run into this thing. You need to put the pill, which is next, through 914. So it's not very useful because it takes takes too long to get it. You have to go into heavy containment to 035's chamber, torture him, get the pill, go to 914, get the amulet, and then die 7 minutes later. It's just something too out of your way for first time players that you're not gonna get it probably in your first playthrough unless you really love 914 and put everything through it. Speaking of putting things through 914, this gas mask, if you put it through 914, I think it's absolutely terrifying. You put this through 914 and it turns into one of those guys from the dimension. It's pretty cool. I forgot to talk about that. The pill, usefulness, I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna put it here above 049 because it heals all wounds. That's literally it. But also the fact that it'll turn to the amulet, it's useful in other ways. So that's cool. It heals you of everything. Probably the zombie virus as well, I would assume. Might heal your deafness from 066 in his funny Mozart moment. But it's just, I feel like it's just it's one of the more useful items in the game, I would say. That's it. The bell. I'm gonna put it above the locket. Honestly, no, the locket. I'll move this row around a bit. Move it around. So the bell. Most first-time players, including myself, probably rang the bell after finding it and saw the little achievement at the bottom. He will come. And he did. Scary. Very scary. I'm gonna classify the bell as both the bell and the little ghost thing you see, because it's the bell itself. If I was ranking both of those individually, I put the bell at literally stupid. But this thing's kind of scary. It spooked me a couple times. I'll give it that. The bell toll is ominous, and every time that little ghost appears, you hear the bell tone. That's about it. But still, pretty freaky, but nothing too bad. This is gonna be controversial, mainly because some people are gonna see this and not realize I'm ranking them on in-game appearance. It's the worst one in the game. It's the worst one in the game for a good reason. That's the fact that it doesn't appear. Well, it does appear, but you don't actually see. You see its tail at most in this game. And it does nothing else. It stomps around. But those noises of it stomping around weren't even scary to me. I don't know. They probably might have been scary for some people, but for me, personally, I was never scared by those stomps or the noises that this thing made. And even at the end of the game, I didn't even realize that that 682 was that tail. I didn't realize that. So I'm just gonna put 682 at the very bottom because it sucks. If I was basing this off of SCP lore, like actual lore, it'd be higher. It'd be much higher. But it's just a meh. It's less than meh actually. So the ring, I'm gonna put it above the amulet. No, I'm gonna put it there. Again, this one is its ranking is mainly based on first time experience players. If you find it, you're gonna take it, and learning what it does, you're gonna probably wear it. Hello. I got followed by someone. I got followed by the junk box. So you learn about it, what it does. You probably put it on when SCP-049 is near, because I did that. But it makes you so exhausted in game that like you can't run, and it makes it useless. I bet if you put it on with the gas mask, like the upgraded one, it probably would be good. But most people, especially experienced speedrunners, do not pick this up because it's literally useless. I don't see a purpose for it other than, ooh, cool shiny thing, I get immunity to 049 for a little bit. That's it. But it's still a cool concept. Now, I forget which SCP this is, but there is a toilet SCP. Alright, so, where do I put this one? I'm going to put this one right underneath the book. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if the toilet is still in the game, but I do know what it did. It basically had a voice. It's like a face in a toilet. It basically said, "I'm going to eat your butt," or something like that. Something very interesting that I would not assume that was going to be in this game. I have absolutely no clue why it was in the game, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It's funny. That's it. My sense of humor. Okay. The key. The key itself, it's just above the bell and the I feel like it's a tier above all this stuff just because it's like a safety item. Because there are definitely instances in which, like, maps in which you need to go through that dimension, that wooden door. You definitely need to go through that in some instances to progress the story, because there might not be any other alternate route. I'm pretty sure my original playthrough was like that, and I did a playthrough recently where I needed to go through that every time I wanted to get to that little corner room. So, it's just a safety item to have. If you don't pick it up, I feel like you're stupid, because chances are you're probably going to need to go all the way back to light containment after entering entrance. So if you don't pick that up, you're pretty dumb. That's why it's there. It's useful. Now this guy. Please say clock without moving your tongue. Cock. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not stupid though. I knew what that was. Allegedly, I knew what that meant. Allegedly. Okay. That's a funny clip for the video. Okay, so what? Okay, so 860-1. This guy is actually pretty scary. I'm gonna classify. I'm gonna combine the forest with this guy. I think that's the best way of doing it. It's terrifying. The forest alone is scary, but the fact that you could just turn around and this thing will be there to kill you, that's kind of scary. You can also see him like lurking in the corner of your eye, like up by the trees. I've seen it multiple times in my life. And it was scary. It was really scary. It's a good spook. It's a spooky Forest Slenderman moment, That's it. It's a scary guy. First experience, though, I would say I don't know if I died in my first playthrough of this game, but it was, I don't even know if I ran into this thing. I don't think I ever did. But when I first saw it, I was scared out of my mind because I didn't know what to do. The coffin! It exists. And the reason I'm putting it above the bell and the ring is because finding it will give you a save point in a Euclid or Keter run. Or no. It doesn't matter. Keter runs you can't really save. Frog. Say Mike Hawk 10 times fast. My cock, my cock, my cock, my cock, my cock. Oh, my cock. I see. I see where you were going with that one. God. You guys don't understand how many nuts and balls and cock jokes I hear at work. It's at least once a day. So I've heard a lot of these. You're unoriginal. But yeah, the coffin does nothing but cause you to, like, I don't know, is it heart failure? I don't know what it does. It makes you die, basically, if you look at monitors or whatever the fuck. So, moving on. 914. It's just super useful. Not scary at all, but it is useful as hell. For, like, every item, I'm pretty sure, almost every item, SCP or not, you can put through this thing, and it will, change it. You put a medkit in there, on fine, you get a small medkit, which heals you more, I guess. You put the gas mask in there on very fine, you can now run infinitely. Infinite stamina if you're wearing it. Like, it's just useful. And it's also a required thing. Like, so for speedrunners, they have to go there. But you always see these speedrunners get a gas mask or a map or something, like another item to put in there to help them with their speedrun. That just shows you how useful this thing is. Because people wouldn't rely on it for other stuff, for speedruns, besides, like, the keycard. Like, you need to put the keycard through it, but that's all you need to put through it. You don't need to put anything else through it. But the fact that even speedrunners put other things in there, it just shows you how useful it is. And it's just really cool. You can also kill yourself with it, which is pretty sick. Alright. What is this? 939, I think is the number for this one. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to put it right between this guy and this guy. Now, the main reason I'm doing that is because of my original experience with it. I know a lot of these I'm ranking because of my original experience, but this is genuinely, like, I remember this vividly. I remember hearing the voices up. I always call it upstairs. I always remember. I remember hearing the voices of the janitor, quote unquote janitor, down in the basement, dwelling down there. And I remember originally thinking, like, it took me like 5 minutes to realize, but I remember originally thinking that the voices that I was hearing was actual people that I could, like, save. No, it's these guys. And once you realize that these guys are the ones making the voices, they're a lot, well, I mean, they're a little less menacing, but they're still really freaky looking. First time being down there is terrifying. And even now, I still feel uneasy going down there. It's kind of like the baby section in the second section in Resident Evil Village. It's just an uneasy setting, and it's just not fun. Especially the noises that they make when they spot you. It's just the thing of nightmares. But they aren't very easy to escape from, or so I'm told. I've never actually had an encounter where I was able to escape, because I usually just stop in my tracks when they find me. But yeah, pretty freaky looking guy. Guys is plural, or female, I'm not sure. They could be guys or girls, but I'm not that shut up. Alright, these guys. They're just nuisances, but I think they're very unique. So I'm gonna put them below 049. They suck. Okay, just disclaimer: these guys suck. All right. What are they? 966. I think that's what they are. They suck a whole lot of nuts and balls, and I hate them. But the fact that like, you get the little text being like, you feel something in the room with you, or you feel something breathing right next to you, and then you like get hurt. It makes the night vision goggles a little bit more useful, I guess, right? You need to see that you can only see them through night vision goggles too, which is cool. I don't know how they were able to code that, but that's cool. Makes a cool little concept. So I wouldn't say they're scary. They're definitely not scary. Not at all. They're just annoying. But just the fact that you can only see them with the night vision goggles on, that's pretty, like, I like that. I like that concept. I like that a lot. Makes them a little bit more unique than your average 049. Actually, no, I'm putting them above 049. I hate 049. Not as much as I hate some of this other stuff, but I don't like it very much. 970, I think this is what this one is. The looping rooms, they're utterly useless, but it's a cool spectacle. But I'm still going to put it in this tier. It exists, right? It's a cool spectacle, definitely cooler than any of the other stuff here. Because it takes forever. I just hate how it takes forever to get to the really creepy parts of this sequence. But, you know, most people probably go through it once or twice. You know, oh, the room's loop, ooh, spooky. But if you keep going through it, you see weird ass shit. You see really, really weird stuff. And I like that. I like that you could see that. Because it makes it a little bit more creepy. I don't really know. I don't know if other SCPs can interact with you while you're going through these. I'm pretty sure if 173 is in that hallway, the doors won't open or something. I'm pretty sure the game, like, if you go through it once, the game will make sure nothing else appears. So that's nice. The game does that for you. That's nice. That's cool. I'm losing my voice right now. I need to stop talking. So I need to finish this soon because my throat is hurting. This guy. I think this guy's stupid. But he's high stupid tier. You probably don't know who this is. He is literally a loading screen. He appears in a loading screen every once in a while and talks to you. I don't know about what it's about, but he talks to you. And I'm not about to go out of my way midstream and figure out what he talks to you about. Because fuck that. That is not something I'm going to do. Moving on. The ducks. We're almost to the end, guys. The ducks. The ducks, obviously, I'm going to put right next to Eric. I'm actually going to put him above Eric. Now, sure, in my playthroughs, every time I ran into him, I tell him to shut the fuck up. Because that's just what I do. It's called comedy. Right? But I honestly like the duck. He's pretty chill. I know there's more than one, but I've only interacted with one of them. So I don't know if there is more than one in the game. If there is, then shit, I've only run into one. But I like that one. It's just a little Easter egg guy. Right? It's just a little Easter egg guy. He appears, he makes noise. It's a little spectacle. And it definitely is good to help a tense situation. Like, say you're running from this little bitch down here. And you just, you hear it go. It's just a funny little guy. Now, the greatest. Scrap Trap. What? There is no text. Where is the text? What do you mean? Okay, anyway. 096. Oh, message retracted. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Okay, so you probably already knew. If you're an SCP fan, you knew who this top guy was going to be right out the gate. And it's 096. He's the best SCP in the game, in my opinion. And sure, my opinion might be wrong. It's not, but it might be wrong. I wouldn't know. But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that junk box. It's not happening. I'm not saying that. Because that is a bad word. Women don't like that word. And I'm all about the ladies. So, 096 is the most terrifying in this game, in my opinion. It is literally the exact opposite to 173. 173 is, what if you couldn't take your eyes off this thing or it would kill you? 096 is, what if Just looking at his face killed you. And that's terrifying as is, because you could just be minding your own goddamn business and open a door and he's just there and you stare into his eyes and you have to accept your fate that you're dead. But that's not enough though, right? That's not enough to make this guy the best. And it's not. The sound design really makes this guy shine. Really, it does. And I really do wish there were instances where I would just open a door and he would just be there. But the thing is, whenever he's near, you hear this crying. You hear him crying, sobbing, whatever you want to call it, with this little drone, like in the background. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like him screaming with a lot of reverb. It's like faded out and reverbed. I'm not sure, but it's just unpleasant because when you hear that, you have to look down. You don't have to, but you usually look down at the ground. And just trying to figure out where he is while looking down is terrifying. Right? And then you'll run into his feet. Oof, that's never pleasant. But on top of that, with the sound design, just catching a glimpse at literally the corner of your screen, like 5 pixels on your screen, I wouldn't be surprised if that counted as you seeing him. But even if it's for half a second, you see him, and immediately the noises, they kick in. In the video, the funny thing is the noises are going to kick in right here. In the video. I'm going to put them in. And then, and the noises, they slowly but surely increase in like volume and bass, I guess, and more unpleasant sounds are added. You hear a scream, he starts screaming and whatnot. If you're running away while this is happening, you will also hear from a distance him getting, riled up. And once he's triggered and starts chasing you, you hear nothing but his screams. He also breaks down doors, which is terrifying. There is nothing that will stop him from killing you. And in the VR version of the game, sadly this isn't in the original version of the game, at least I don't think. You can get a photo of 173, put it in 19, put it in 914. And if you put it through 914, out comes a picture of 096, and that will trigger him, which is cool, but we're not talking about that game. I really wish that was in the original game. That would be a really cool addition. But not only that, but the triggering event. There are 2 triggering events for this guy. For this man. And he will either trigger in heavy containment when you walk into his room. It'll be a similar thing to if you looked at him, but a guard sees his face and he starts screaming, he attacks the guard, blood everywhere. And then he starts sobbing, and it's just very scary. It's unpleasant because you have to go through the room and flip some switches to get to the other side. You don't have to do that, but in some cases you probably do. And then, if you don't actually run into his room in heavy, I don't know if it's still in the game. It probably is, but there is a room in the entrance zone. It's a big empty room with blood all over the place. If you haven't triggered his event in heavy containment, he will spawn there upon you entering that room in entrance zone, and he will just be sitting there sobbing, I guess. I'm pretty sure he's sobbing, and he just gets up and probably looks at you. But it's freaky. The guy's freaky. Okay? It's just simple. But I do love the fact that there are probably tons of maps where you can encounter him. But there's also plenty of maps where you actually don't. I was doing a run the other day, which is when it was like in the middle of the run, I was like, I should do a tier list. But I was in the middle of that run, or actually no, towards the end. These nuts. I was towards the end of the run, and I realized I hadn't run into 096 a single time. I didn't even trigger either of his events. And I like that. I like that there are maps and instances where you actually don't run into him. Sure, most people are going to, but and it's terrifying. But also the fact that like I hadn't encountered him. I don't know, it just felt wrong, you know? I feel like this is a character that really makes the game what it is. Um, as dumb and as shitty, as weird as that sounds, the characters that really make this game are 096173 and 106. I feel like it's just those three that really make this game great, which is fitting because they're literally top three. Literally top three. And I didn't even plan for that, to be completely honest. But I'm actually gonna I'm gonna see if I can edit these tiers around. Um Honestly, I'm gonna put this guy above you. I'm gonna keep that like that. The toilet, I'm gonna move the toilet down. Because I personally haven't interacted with the toilet. I'm gonna put this guy right here. The key is gonna stay where it is. Yeah, I think this is the tier list. This is my tier list for all the SCPs and SCP Containment Breach. I'm losing my voice. I've been at this for almost an hour. I'm not opposed to doing more tier lists if you guys want to see that. I should have done this earlier. I probably shouldn't have done this on the day where my voice fucking wants me to die. So, whatever. That's fine. But I guess any tier list recommendations you might want me to do. It doesn't have to be based on video games. It could be based on literally anything. Just let me know. Just let me know because I actually am not opposed to it. That's it. That's the stream. That's what I did for the stream. You can leave now. I'm gonna go to No, I'm not gonna go to bed. That's like I'm gonna go get something for my throat. But this is my official SCP Containment Breach tier list. Hope you enjoyed. The people who stuck around for the longest. I hope you enjoyed my rambling about this game that I literally love. I think the stream just crashed. I think, did the stream just crash? No, okay. It almost did. That could have been bad. So have a good night, guys. Make an SFM animator tier list? Honestly, I'm not opposed to it. I'll do that. I'll do that one day. I would just need sussiest tier list. Oh my god. Who I could just rank Among Us colors or Among Us outfits. For the animator tier list though, I would need people to tell me. I would just get a couple of my friends who are animators and then a bunch of the bigger ones. Trust me, I have some hot takes for some of those animators. Trust me. Hottest dog, I'm sorry, you're mid tier, like that kind of thing. Like, I honestly, I feel like it's not a universal opinion, but I feel like a lot of people have those opinions. So I'm gonna go to bed now. Honestly, I feel next tier list I might do will be the animator one. So I guess have a good night, guys. I'm gonna go maybe edit this. I don't know, but this will be a video at some point because not everybody cares. So good night.